Everybody, this is Miss Dewey. Today I want to talk to you about how to set up your lab notebook. So in biology, we are going to have a notebook. Even while we are digital, I would like you to keep a lab notebook. This is so you can take notes and have them in a physical form, because sometimes writing things down will help you remember them better. And we will also use this lab notebook for certain assignments where you'll need to take observations or do experiments and record your data. But today we're going to talk about how to take notes in your notebook. So every time that we take notes in biology class, you're going to set up your notebook in the exact same way. You're always going to start by drawing a line down the middle of your notebook, just like this. So you can see here I have divided my notebook into two columns. In the first column, you are going to write the questions. We always arrange our notes in the form of different questions that we then answer throughout the lecture. So in your left-hand column, you're going to write the questions. We will usually give these questions to you at the beginning of the notes. So we'll say, here are the 4 questions we're answering this week. Here are the 5 questions we're answering. And you will write them down in this column. You will also leave some space between them. Let's say that our 2 questions are, what is the first characteristic of living things and what is the second characteristic of living things? I would in my notebook, write it down like this. So you can see I've written the questions that we are going to answer in the notes. Also look at how I left some space between them. So here I left 3 lines. But my handwriting is actually kind of big. I probably should have left 1 or 2 more lines between them, just so that there's enough space to over here write the actual notes. So when we get into the content, we will give you the answers to these questions. Sometimes we will just give you the answers. Sometimes as a class, we will discuss the questions and come to the answers by ourselves. But we will always put the notes in this column. So the answer to this question, we're going to write down right here. So the answer to this question is that the first characteristic of living things is that they are made of cells. And there's also some other information I might want to write down here. This is the information that answers this question. So this question asks, what is the first characteristic of living things? And the notes over here answer. The last thing that we will be doing in our lab notebooks when we take notes is adding drawings. So sometimes we will give you specific things that we recommend you draw into the book because it's a really good way to help you remember the information. But most of the time, I would recommend picking something that you will remember. So here I have drawn a cell, or what I think a cell looks like, underneath this first question. That way when I'm just scrolling through my notebook really quickly, I'll see this cell and remember immediately, right, living things are made of cells, without even having to read this note here. So make sure that every time you set up your lab notebook, it looks something like this. Questions on the left, spaces to leave answers on the right, and as you go, add some pictures to help you remember. But do remember that this lab notebook is really meant for you. If you have extra things that you would like to add, or you'd like to format just a little differently, then it's up to you. Certainly doodle in the margins if you want to. This is your lab notebook. It's your reference. Set it up however you want to. All right, that's it. If you have any questions on how to set up a lab notebook or how to take notes in this class, please let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions. Have a great day.